In this chapter, I'll be talking about how to get the best possible deal or lowest possible interest rate for your home loan. Now, we'll be talking about two parts. Part number one, I'll be talking about some basic knowledge of your home loan interest rate. And part number two, I'll be talking about some tips that you can get the lowest possible rate. Now, the basic knowledge of home loan interest rate. You can see on the chart here, we have major four bank in Australia, Westpac, Commonwealth Bank, NAB, and ANZ. Furthermore, we'll have the second tier bank. For example, Bank of Melbourne is the subsidiary of Westpac. Bankwest is the subsidiary of CBA. Macquarie Bank is the strongest investment bank in Australia. And then you can see UBank is the subsidiary of NAB. G is quite a famous Netherlands bank, Bank of China, and Mi Bank, so on. Now, I have been working in the bank and the finance industry for nearly 20 years. I do find that the second tier banks, for example, Bank of Melbourne, Bankwest, and Macquarie, all those banks, normally their home loan interest rate is lower than the major four because they need to compete in the market. Now, talking about the home loan type, you can see the yellow column is what we call owner-occupied rate, and the blue column is investment home loan rate. Now, you can see investment home loan is normally a little bit higher than owner-occupied, and interest-only loan is a little bit higher than principal and interest repayment. On the right-hand side, you will see normally from 0% to 70% ratio, your home loan rate may be cheaper. 80%, your interest rate will be still quite competitive. Above 80%, for example, 90%, then you may be charged once-off loan mortgage insurance fee, and also your interest rate may be a bit higher as well. Now, look at the right-hand side. The bank sometimes will have some cash rebate promotion. For example, at the moment, for ANZ, if you refinance your home loan from other bank to ANZ, or if you are buying a brand new home for your first time, they may give you some cash rebate. Now, understanding those basic knowledge, I'll give you 3 tips how to make your home loan rate as low as possible. Number 1, every 1 to 2 years, the same with your insurance, you should engage your mortgage broker to do a thorough review of the home loan. Just check out, what is the latest cash rebate in the market and what is the lowest possible deal you can get. Tip number 2 is you do find that the second tier bank, for example, we mentioned Macquarie or ING, sometimes their rate will be a bit lower than the major four, purely because they have less expenses, less branches, but they need to have the good rate to keep the market and for the competition. And being working in the bank for a long time, to be upfront, I find that many of the basic feature, for example, offset, withdraw, and all those features will be across the board for all the bank. There's no big difference. And tip number 3 is about your LVR ratio. What I mean by that is the lower ratio that you borrow from the bank, the cheaper your interest rate. So for example, if 80% is not your compulsory requirement, you may want to consider under 70%, so your home loan rate may be a bit cheaper. Thank you.